Hey everyone, day 2 of my series that I am trying to accomplish on my bucket list. Go back to my network marketing video prior to this, take 1. This one is take 2. So after putting that video out yesterday, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat and I've got dogs in the background that are like, if you hear like growling and that, that's them. So I apologize now ahead of time. And please excuse my voice. We've had this like bug going through our house. So we're all battling it. So anyway, after putting my video out yesterday on YouTube, basically just about, where I started, the jobs that I've had and how people get in their own head and say, I'm not a salesperson. I can't do what you do. That's not in me. That's just not who I am. I don't have enough friends. That was the video, what the video was about yesterday. And basically you going back on your life and the jobs you've had. And honestly, I'm looking at my replies coming up, sorry. And having what your duties were in your jobs. Like I said, I worked at Burger King, McDonald's, I worked at Ross, I've worked at a jewelry company, I was at Chili's, I was a server for years. And now I'm a hairdresser. So I want you to think back on the things that your job title or your job description makes you do. So to go on with this video, I was asked by one of the people that watched it, how do you get a business going? Like, how do you get a network marketing business going? Oakley, please. Sorry. Oakley, put the ball down. Bring me the ball. Come on. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so this is all I can tell you. The way I responded was basically, well, first of all, I can't tell you how to set up anything, and I can't tell you, how to sell your product or anything like that. Never give up. Failure and rejection are only the first step to succeeding. See, these pop up every single time. It's a motivation app I have, so I'm reading it as I go along. So basically what I want to say is when I decided, like I had said in the past video, I have been into many, many network marketing companies, sometimes not even realizing that that's what I was in. When I decided to actually go for it and make it a business, this is what I had to do. I had already been involved in, like I said, many. I was involved in a cosmetic company that was just being released. And actually it was only released for 2 years. But when I got into that, I had a friend that was like, oh my gosh, you have to do this. This is something where we're at the opening of the company. This is going to happen. We will be at the top. And being in the beauty industry, I was like, okay, I was hesitant, but then I was like, well, okay, I'll give it a shot. And so it was with that company that I started to learn that, it's all about getting customers and building a team and believing in what you're doing. And I will tell you to this day, even though it is no longer a multi-level marketing or network company that I did the cosmetics with, I can honestly tell you that 90% of the products that I used and sold to people, I actually still use because you can buy it online. And I do love a lot of them. I learned how to do my makeup correctly. I learned how to highlight, how to contour. I know it doesn't really look like it today. Like I said, we've had the sickness going through the house, but I learned a lot of things from that company. But number one, I learned that I had it in me that if I love something, that I could honestly get people to believe in it as much as I did. But I had to believe. So that was a short-lived thing. And let me tell you why. I was on a health journey in the process of being in this company of cosmetics and beauty. And my daughter had actually been with another health and wellness company that had been around for a while. And so she was trying to get a business off the ground. You too. Hey, sorry. I have a lab and a Chiweenie and they chase each other around the house. So she was involved in a business, and she was trying to, she's a mom and she was trying to get some extra money. And so of course I'm her mom, and I'm like, sure, I'll support you. So her big thing was that she was doing this weight loss challenge. And I'm just going to give you a little summary of how my journey began. So she's like, Mom, will you please do this? I'm trying to get this journey together. It's a contest. It's a weight loss contest. And at that time, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, I was miserable. I knew that I had gained a lot of weight, but I think I was more afraid to step on the scale. So I was like, oh gosh, okay, because it's you, I will do it for you because I want to support you. I want to get your business growing. And so I did it. I decided to do the challenge. Well, the first part of the challenge is we had to all meet at a park, and she brought a scale and she brought a journal and things like that. And we had to get weighed. Well, of course I was like, can you make me be the last one, please? I don't want to get on the scale. So anyway, when she got everybody on the scale, now nobody could see but her. When I got on the scale, of course, I don't know if any of you are this way, but I looked straight ahead. Okay, the scale was down. I'm looking ahead. I'm going, I don't want to see what I weigh. So I'm not even going to look down. But I couldn't help myself. Okay. So then I just kind of glanced down, how bad could it be, right? I'm not that bad. So I looked down, and I can tell you one thing. Oakley, give me that ball. Sorry, I can't do that. Had to take the ball away. I can tell you one thing. When I looked down and looked back up, I looked straight at my daughter who was standing next to me, and I couldn't say anything, and just tears poured out of my face. On my eyes. Poured in front of all these people. She wrote the number down. She didn't tell anybody. And when it was all done, I looked at her and I said, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Literally, I had no idea that I was that heavy. I looked in pictures and stuff, but oh my gosh. Well, let's just say that motivated me to, you know what? I'm going to do her contest. I want to tell you that I ended up being the only one that did it in the end because everybody dropped out. But it put me on a mission. Not only that, I had her support, but I had my other daughter's support at the time. And she's like, Mom, you can do it. I'll walk with you. I'll help you, pick your foods to eat. I'm going to help you do this. And so, we walked every day, no matter what the weather was. I downloaded my MyFitnessPal to my phone, and I just started. And, it was hard, but every time I wanted to give up, I thought of that number. I was like, oh my gosh. So long story short, I go on this journey, right? And over so many months, I think I started, let me tell you the first thing. So talk about things that get in your way. So I was 3 weeks into my journey, walking, that was my exercise. I'm dieting, keeping count on my calories and how many I'm burning. And I flipping fall on a main street here because I'm wearing the wrong shoes. And I completely tear my ankle apart. They said I might as well have broken it because the sprain was so severe. I had to call my husband. He had to pick me up off the side of the street. We had to go to urgent care. It was awful. So this little obstacle, what happens 3 weeks into my journey? Now, 3 weeks into that journey, what would the average person do? Okay, so now I'm keeping count of calories, and I'm walking, and I'm determined, and then I sprain my ankle and I'm on crutches and I can't walk. What would most people do? Well, I believe that most people, including myself, would crawl on the couch and cry and go, I guess I can't do it. What am I going to do? I can't exercise, so why even count the calories or, whatever. And that would have been my mindset had I not seen that number on the scale. So I was upset, very upset, but in the same sense, I was like, that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I just can't walk for a couple weeks, but that's all right. I'm still going to count my calories. And so the journey went on. And then I had another mishap. Another obstacle stood in my way. In that same exact month, literally within a week. And all I can say is that I had some past surgery that went wrong, and so then that that was more of not danger but self-esteem, and I was like, holy crap, like, does somebody not want me to do this journey? But I continued despite the obstacles. So that is my point. These obstacles that would stop most people and stop you did not stop me. I kept going. I'm like, I'm doing this no matter what. I'm doing this. So I can have the hurt ankle. I can have, this thing that needs my attention. And but what needs my attention more than anything is my weight, because I'm a hairdresser. I stand on my feet. And let me just tell you, up to this point, I was suffering with plantar fasciitis on my feet, and I was dying when I was going to work. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I don't know what's wrong with me, until I did my weight. So I continued, and I only waited about 2 weeks with my ankle, and then I started walking short distances and then worked myself up again. So, the first couple weeks, I dropped 4 pounds, and then that was exciting. And then, even after not exercising, a month or so later, I had dropped 10 or 12 pounds. I mean, I can't remember all the numbers, but it was all being, tracked, and I weighed myself. And I just kept on this journey. And my daughters, both of them, my cheerleaders, even my other one that didn't live here, my cheerleaders, Mom, you can do this. You got this. You're going to be so happy when you're done. Slowly, my plantar fasciitis started to not hurt anymore. And I noticed that, things, they weren't loose, but they weren't tight anymore. And I felt like, my face was slimming down, and I don't know. It's just all these things happened. And then it just I just couldn't stop. I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. Well, in the meantime, I'm still trying to build this other business. I'm doing this health journey. I do not want to join my daughter's health and wellness company. I decide that I'm going to be just a customer and supporter and order a couple things a month. And so I do that, but I'm still building this cosmetic business. Well, one of my old friends from middle school back in the day happened to be keeping track of my journey on Facebook, on social media, because I was basically blogging or vlogging or whatever you want to call it, my journey as I went, so that people could kind of see the transformation and what dedication and, accountability and things like that do when you just set your mind to it and you do it. The results are amazing. And so I was vlogging that, and people were following me, and I didn't even know. There were the people that were like, oh my God, yeah, go, you're doing it. And then there's people that silent watchers. You don't even know they're watching you, right? And so I kept going. Well, then, so another job I had was I do cakes, cupcakes, and cake pops on the side. So this person that I went to middle school with basically wrote me on Facebook and was like, you look great. I'm so proud of you. Your journey is amazing. Hey, but by the way, I'm going to this party. Do you think I could order some cake pops from you? I'll come by and pick them up. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. So we do that. And then after that, he kind of tells me about, that he wants to get his wife. So at this point, we're going into September, October, right? And I'm really losing weight. And so he says, I want to get my wife a Christmas gift, and I know that you're doing this cosmetic thing, and, she likes makeup, but I don't know what to get her. Do you think you could put a Christmas thing together for her? Little did I know I was being baited. I was being baited. But I was excited, right? So he trusted me to order his wife this product. I don't know his wife, so I'm trying to look at her, sneak on her profile and kind of see. And so anyway, I put this thing together. He tells me how much, to spend. And so we do it, right? And I put it in this basket for him. And so then he's like, okay, I'm going to come and pay you for it. But I don't want to pick it up yet, but I'm going to pay you for it. I said, okay. So he comes by the salon that I work at, and he pays me. And while he is there, he says, hey, my wife asked me to bring you this. She is in a health and wellness company, and, she's really done some great things with, her health, and she's had some autoimmune disorders, and it's helped this, and da-da-da-da. And, with the journey that you're on, he goes, you are looking so good. I'm so proud of you. I just wanted to hand these to you and let you try them out. And so I looked at him, and I'm like, well, thank you. I will look into it, but I'm actually doing really good on my own. I have hit a plateau, but honestly, like I'm doing really great just doing what I'm doing. I just have to get through this plateau. And I said, and second of all, I'm not signing up. I'm not, because I'm building this other company and I've just started and I've never done this before. And like, I'm doing really good and da, da, da. So I don't want to do this. And he's like, no. I just want, just with the journey you were on, I wanted to share this with you. So I bring it home. I show my husband. He's like, yeah, no, you're not doing another business. Like, no, I mean, you do cakes, you do this, you do that, you do hair. No, you're not doing anything else. You just signed up for this makeup thing. Don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, don't worry. I'm not going to do it. That's what we thought. So then basically what happened is, let's see. My daughter was having health issues. This is my youngest daughter. And at that time, she was like 8 or 9 years old and she was having these massive, massive UTIs. Like we're talking like 3 and 4 a year. And we could not figure out what was going on. And they were horrible. And she had no signs of them until they got super bad, like to the point where at the emergency room, she's getting antibiotics injected into her system, anything, So I'm at a loss. Like the last time we take her to the emergency room, the doctor says, you guys need to get these under control. And we're like, we don't know what to do. So it hit me, right? Like, so I'm still building my company, but then it hits me. Okay, he brought me these samples. Maybe I should ask his wife, because I know she's into holistic health, what's going on. So, sorry. So I do that. I get in touch with her. She kind of gives me the rundown of, it's probably gut health, it's yeast overgrowth, it's this, and this. So I'm like, okay, let me talk to my husband. So then I go to my husband and I said, look, I would really like to try this for our daughter because we are at our wit's end and we need to do something to help her. Of course, because it's for her, he's like, okay, that's fine. What's the cheapest way to buy it? So I'm like, well, I'd have to sign up wholesale, but don't worry, I'll just purchase the products. So he's like, okay, that's fine. Let's try it. It's worth a shot. So I go to her and I tell her what I'm going to do. And she's like, Mommy, I don't want to do this by myself. Will you do it with me? She's, at this point, 8, 9 years old. And so I'm like, well, you know what? Yeah, I will. It's kind of expensive. So Mom's going to buy one kit. We're going to share it. And then we'll go from there. So, and there's more that led up to this, but I'm just kind of getting to the main points. So I do the kit. I do it with her, right? And so I kind of after 2 weeks, I'm like, I kind of like the way I feel, right? So long story short, I end up deciding I'm going to post both businesses and I'm going to see which one gets me the most views, the most questions, the most, what is it? Like we're talking to each other. I can't think of the word. I got to go to work too, so I got to hurry. But anyway, so it ends up being this other company, right? And I'm like, wow, and my cosmetic business was diving. And so I decided, okay, I'm already signed up. I'm going to keep doing it. Then guess what? I got through my plateau. I started doing this stuff in my plateau. And so anyway, I started building this other business. And many of you out there know what it is because, you were around when I was doing it. So within a couple months, I skyrocketed. I didn't skyrocket, but I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just sharing. I literally was like, this is my story. I have to tell you. And my daughter hasn't had a UTI again. And, this is what I'm doing. And this is how I got through my plateau. And this is how I'm, keeping up with what I'm doing and the energy I have. And people were looking at me and they're like, you're glowing. You look so happy. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's like the passion just took me over. And it wasn't even intentional. It just happened. I didn't even know it was happening. But I found something that I believed in after trying it. I found something that I was watching help me as well as others and helping my daughter. And I became very passionate in it. And I had all these people cheering me on. And they kept telling me, you're not selling anything. Because I kept going, I'm not a salesperson. And as you watch my last video, honestly, I kind of am over the last years. But I just kept like putting it in my own head. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. But when people would ask me my story, I would share it. So basically I'm like, okay, I'm not selling anything. I'm sharing my journey. I'm sharing my story, and I'm sharing with others what I believe. So if they want to join me, that's awesome. Like if they want to do what I'm doing, I'm here to support them and help them. And if they don't, well, then they don't. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. But I know that people will love this, and I want them to do it with me. I want them to be as excited about it as I am. I built that business for 3.5 years. It was the only network marketing company that I had ever built a team with. By the time I left, and I'm not going to get into that story right now, but by the time I left, I was basically inactive and active people underneath me were over 200. So I had quite a team. That was levels 1 through 7. So my team was getting big, and that was just me sharing with others and teaching them to share their story with others. And then they were teaching their people to share their story with others. So basically, it's all about passion, loving what you're doing, wanting to share it with others, teaching duplication, teaching people to share just like you share, and showing them that it's okay if people don't agree with you. It's okay if they're not a salesperson. It's okay if they don't have a network of people and they think that they don't have enough friends. Because let me just tell you, your friends and family are about this much of your business. I don't even know if it's that much. It's more like that much. Okay? That's your friends and family. When you are all said and done and you're getting through well, you're never done, but when you're getting through this, you're going to find that this much of it is people that you never even connected with before you started this journey. So please, when you like are thinking and you're a person that's like, I want an extra income. I don't want to work like this forever. My body can't handle this forever. I want to be able to stay home more. I want to be able to be there for my kids. When you make that decision, when you set your goals, like I told you in yesterday's video, set a piece of paper or get a piece of paper, set 3 goals. Your first goal is writing it down, and then you have 2 more goals to do. Do that. When you see those, make them big goals, big goals, not, well, I think I want to pay off my credit card. That's not a big goal. That's not a doable goal. It's a doable goal, but it's not a goal that's going to get you driven. So it's got to be something like, you know what? When I get to where I want to be, I'm going to buy myself a new car, or I'm going to be completely out of debt when this is done and over with. And I'm going to start working on buying myself, the house that I've always wanted, or the car that I've always wanted, or the trailer I've always wanted. Set a huge goal, okay? Because those are the goals that are going to drive you. Looking and going, well, I really need to pay off my Macy's credit card. So if I could do that, that would be great. Now that is a goal, but that's not a huge goal, right? So you want to be able to set those goals. And when you do that, so basically if that's the mindset that you're in, okay, like this is where you want to be. And I know many of you out there that go, I wish I could do it. I wish I could do it. You can. The only thing stopping you, again, is what's in between here. Find a company that you would want to work with. Find a business, something you enjoy, whether it's Pampered Chef, whether it's Unique Cosmetics, whether it's Scentsy. But I want to tell you one thing before you make your decision, and then health and wellness, Live International, True Vision, It Works. There's so many out there. Find what you want, what you're looking for, what you can dive into and share your passion with. And find it and look for it and go, okay, yes, like I love what this company represents. I love this. But furthermore, if I have learned anything in this journey, look at the compensation plan. That's very important. There's a lot of them out there where you can work your tail off and you're never going to have that car. I don't care what you do. And I don't mean to say that, and I'm not going to say the companies that goes with. But there are those out there. I mean, you have to work so flipping hard and get a huge team underneath you to do anything. So make sure when you are looking into a company, you look into the compensation plan. Make sure. And if you don't know how to read that compensation plan, try to ask someone who does. Go on YouTube and look it up, because they have things that break them down. So those are the things that I want you to look for when you're looking for network marketing. Look for what drives you. What are your goals? What do you know you could be passionate about and share with others? Not sell. What do you know you could share with others and want them to share with others as well? And then you also want to look at the compensation plan. Does it fit you? Does it fit what you're looking for? Like if you're looking for $500 a month, great, then go with that one. If you're looking for a new house down the road, or you're looking to drive a nice car and you want to pay for it, or you want to pay off all your debt, then you need to look into something that's going to bring that to you. So those are kind of my tips as far as like how to find your network marketing, what to do. And basically how to make that decision. The decision lies with you, okay? So when I made that decision with the health and wellness company that I did, it was because I was on a journey. I was already on a journey, and it kind of fell in my lap, and I pushed it away. I basically said, no, I'm not doing that. And then it just happened. Why? Because of circumstances in my life and my children and what's going on around me, and it just happened. Make it happen for you. You can make it happen. You're the only person that can make it happen. And if I was taught anything in that other company, is you are the only person stopping you. You. So as long as you sit back and go, I can't do it, then you can't. If you sit back and go, I can't share with people, then you can't share with people. If you sit back and go, I don't have any friends, well, then you're not going to make any new friends. If you sit back and go, I don't have the time to do this. If you don't have the time, then you've got a serious issue, because you're talking to someone that really has no time. And I managed to build a business with 0 time on my hands. That's an excuse. So don't tell me there's no time, because you have to make time. Don't tell me that you can't do it, because you can do it. You're just telling yourself you can't. So it's all in your mindset. So I want you to find that company you want to work with. I want you to start meeting new people. It's not that hard. I can teach you. Make that decision. Make the decision. That's the number one thing. Make a decision. Make a decision, say yes, and do it. But you have to do it. You can't just sit back and go, I need to think about it. I need to research it. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend the money. Do it. Like, spend the money. You spend money every single day on stupid things. Stupid things that if you added it up, you'd be like, oh my God, I could have bought my own company a long time ago, right? I mean, how many Starbucks do you buy? How many energy drinks do you buy? How many times do you go out to fast food? How many times do you go out to sushi? How many times do you drive around and do nothing and just waste gas? I mean, how many times do you go to the mall and buy clothes that you really don't need, but they're just cute? I mean, think about those things. Set them out. Write them down on paper. How much do you spend doing that every day? But you don't want to spend $40 or $30 or $20, whatever it is with these companies, to invest in yourself and to invest in a business and invest in your future. You have to make the decision. And I can't be any clearer than that. And there's no way to sugarcoat it and pad it. It's up to you. So do you want it? Do you really want it? Are you looking at your goals you wrote down? Are you looking at your dreams, the things you want? If you are, how important are those things to you? Do you really want that? I'm going to keep this under 30 minutes. I'm almost there. Do you really want that? If you do, it's time for you to move, because no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to buy your business for you. No one's going to share with others for you. You have to make that decision. It's a decision that I made, and it took me a long time, but now I would never change what I did. So anyway, I know I rambled a little bit, or a lot, dealt with the dogs a little bit, but I'm headed to work now. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Feel free to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Well, be nice though, okay? Because there's a lot of you that aren't nice out there. And what do you want to hear? Tell me what I can help you with. So anyway, have a wonderful day, everyone. God bless.